Are you tired of losing your 1v1 fights in Call of Duty Warzone? Are you tired of getting dragged time and time again into the gulag? And are you also tired of moving around the map like a bot? Forcing all your games to end before they even begin? Today, I will show you guys the proper settings to play Call of Duty Warzone. So not only will you be able to move fluently around the map, your aim will be on point, and this will cause you to get a lot more wins and a lot more high kill games. Let's get into it. Call of Duty Warzone has easily become one of the most fun and entertaining BRs that we have out right now. Because of things like loadout drops, kill streaks, gas masks, high octane gunfights, fast paced movement, higher skill gaps, fast rate to kill, contracts, of course the money system, and the fan favorite, the gulag.
This is the gulag. Survive and you can redeploy.
Now that's just to name a few. It seems like every single day there are new players playing this game. So there are things like having poor teammates and having the wrong settings can be a major buzzkill when it comes to playing Warzone. Like literally, it can be a buzzkill. You can die for having bad teammates and having the wrong settings. Now I can't change your teammates, but I can help you change the way you play with my 15 setting tips. So let's get into number one. So number one is your button layout. It's very important for you to make sure that when you're playing Call of Duty, Warzone, or Warfare, you want to be able to move while having access to that right stick. Now with the traditional standard layout, you have to jump with the X button if you're on PlayStation, A if you on Xbox. And that takes your thumb off of the right stick. And unless you have back panels or a SCUF controller, it is going to be hard to maintain a great quality flow of movement while trying to still aim down the sight and jump corners. So right here, I put my button layout on bumper, jumper, tactical. I know a lot of you guys out there play tactical anyway, so you can have access to that slide on the right stick. So that is number one.
Yeah, I'm here.
So the second tip I have for you guys is your aim response curve type. Now a lot of pro players that play Call of Duty play on dynamic. Now me, I love linear. And if you're just getting started to BRs or to Call of Duty, I suggest you stay on standard until you get a feel for the game and a feel for your sensitivity, and then you can probably test it out. Now I play on linear because I want that keyboard and mouse feel. I want to move like the guys move on keyboard and mouse, and I feel like linear brings you that best quality. Just check out that gunfight right there. All I did was use my hearing cues and I was able to snap on to that opponent. Now with linear, every little bit of motion that you do on that right stick, your player would do the same. So if you want to cut a corner nice and sharp, linear is the one for you. Now if you have heavy hands, I suggest you stick to standard or go to dynamic. My third tip would be change use/reload behavior to contextual tap. We all know Warzone is a fast-paced game, and nothing will get you killed faster than getting stuck in a vehicle or a helicopter. We already know how those things get blown up stupid quick. And it also helps you loot a lot faster. You get to go in, grab loot just by tapping X or tapping square if you're on PlayStation. Alright? So contextual tap for your use/reload behavior. Number 4, slide behavior should be on tap. All right, you want to be able to tap that dash. You want to slide dash, pop back up, and be able to keep moving. This will help you to do the slide cancellation. Now, real quick, I'm going to just tell you what it is. All it is double tapping the slide. So you will slide once, tap it again to kind of bounce back up, and then you jump to your feet. It gives you like that extra speed. You just double tap, slide, jump. Double tap, slide, jump. That is the slide cancellation that you're going to need to know. It only works if you put slide behavior on tap. Number 5, automatic sprint. This is probably the one that you're going to notice the most. I didn't even know you could walk on Call of Duty because since day one, I automatically had my auto sprint on auto tac sprint. I had to tell one of my friends this the other day, and instantly he felt more confident in his gameplay because he wasn't walking no more. It makes you move so much faster. Auto tactical sprint. Okay? Put that on. Your man will constantly be sprinting in and out of situations. Number 6, parachute auto deploy. You want to put that on disable. That's because you want full control of when that parachute open and when you can cut loose. Okay, because if you get to a certain distance, the parachute is going to open by itself. You don't want that. You want to get as low to the ground as possible, put the parachute out, cut loose, hit that ground, and start looting up. Because if you let the game do it, it does it at a certain point. It may slow you down. You want to get as close to that ground as possible before releasing that parachute and then cutting it loose so you can hit that ground and loot up. So number 7 is have your film grade zeroed out. Okay? You want to make sure you go over to the gameplay and go to film grain and zero it out. Okay, now it supposed to make it feel more like a movie type feel, but we're not here for how it looks. We're here for how it plays. Okay, it can mess up your long distance view, so it would make it so the people in the distance looking kind of fuzzy. You don't want that, so take that off. Number 8 and number 9 pretty much are motion blur. You want to take and disable all the motion blur. World motion blur, weapon motion blur. You want to disable both of those. That's 8 and 9. Okay, so disable both of that, so when you turning left and right, you don't have to see that blur, because that little bit of blur can blur out an enemy and you can literally run right past enemies with motion blur on. You want to take those off. So this is tip number 10, and that's to turn your mini map from circle to square. This will give you the ability to see more enemies when they show up on your radar. If it's via UAV or it's because they are shooting without a suppressed weapon, you will be able to see a lot more. I think you'll be able to see up to 250 meters. So turn it from circle to square so you can see these enemies, because knowing where enemies are is the most important thing. Number 11, you want to go to your audio and turn your audio mix to boost high. Now, I heard a lot of people say boost. Boost doesn't work for me. I guess it depends on your headset. I have the HyperX clouds, so boost high works for me. I can hear footsteps coming from miles away, and I know exactly where they're coming from with boost high. So switch between boost high and boost so you can figure out what's best for you and your headset. Number 12, pretty simple. I think everybody should do this. It's pretty much bad for your controller, and that is controller vibration should be disabled. Okay, now when it comes to shooting games, I know sometimes it may feel right, it may feel more realistic, but to be honest with you, it leads you in and to not being consistent in gunfights with the vibration. So take it off. Consistency is key about being a great player in Warzone, okay? You want to be consistent. You want to have that muscle memory, and it's hard to gain muscle memory when you're pretty much trying to remember how a certain vibration feels when you're shooting at people, because every gunfight ain't the same. So take that off. Number 13, we're going back to audio and we're turning down the music volume to 0 out. 0 it out. Number 14 is also the dialogue. Now, people can get kind of loud in here. The characters have their own little voice. They have their own little personality. So you want to cut that down. You want to keep it at 30 because you do want to hear when a cluster airstrike is coming or a precision airstrike or a UAV is above. And the last tip is you want your vehicle camera recenter to be disabled. This will help you when it comes to running over people, getting that perfect angle to turn them corners, and even to see around building corners to see if someone is waiting to rocket your vehicle. Now, you should have a trophy system on your vehicle, but if you don't, disabling this will help you just have that 360 look of the camera so you can see what's around the vehicle, what's coming up around the vehicle, and just be able to see everything. All right, so those are my 15 tips. These should definitely improve your gameplay immediately. Okay, so let me know down below in the comments if it worked for you. This should instantly boost you into getting way more kills and to have great movement around the map. Now, I will have a video about pro movement so you guys can actually be having better movement, period. Okay, but this will help you. So I hope you go out there, get them W's, and also get them high kill games. This has been your boy Conceited Aim. Until the next time, I am out.
No targets remain. You earned to win.